Hey guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. Today I want to speak about the dismissive avoidant attachment style individual. And when you are going to be in a relationship with this attachment style, some of the things that you have to consider and you should really think about before you actually commit to being in a relationship with someone with this attachment style. Some of the attachment styles, specifically the anxious preoccupied attachment style individual, will have the tendency to believe that you can fix your partner, that if you love them enough, if you appease them enough, if you help them to work on themselves enough, or you try to change them, that you can actually change them, that you can actually have a good relationship with this person. It will actually work out if you just stick in there. So I wanted to kind of bring to the forefront of your mind, basically, some of the things that, some of the questions that you should ask yourself when you see perhaps signs or evidence that this person that you're going to continue in a relationship, or that you may be in a relationship with, or you want to be in a relationship, or wants to be in a relationship with you, for you to be able to question it and from a logical point of view and not that emotional point of view, to see if this is a relationship that will make sense for you. And the questions, I'm going to be asking you a certain amount of questions here. And then you have to really logically, not emotionally now, guys, from a place of logic, really look at these things in advance, in your future. This is what your relationship is going to look like. And I'll start with question number 1. Can you tolerate distance in your intimate relationships? And distant meaning that you will never feel quite that that you are really close, this closeness to this individual. This individual cannot, there's always a kind of a barrier between you and them, an invisible barrier per se, right? You always feel that you can never get quite close enough to them. No, so the question you're going to ask is, can you tolerate this distance, this feeling of distance and disconnect in your intimate relationships? Because this is what you're going to have. The next question for you to ask is, do you need your partner to be able to discuss difficult subjects without shutting down or leaving, distancing themselves from you when there is there's a disagreement, something that might be a little become a little emotionally, cause some kind of emotional disturbance in you or your partner? Are you able? Is your partner, from the evidence that you've seen, and you should find this out, guys, before you actually connect, really create a more permanent connection with the person that you're with. And this can be male or female, right? So are you able to be comfortable? Is your partner able to be comfortable to sit down with you and not get all flared up immediately and then they get up and leave because they're just not able to take that emotional, they don't have that emotional depth to have conversations that are difficult? Is your partner like that? Can they do that? The next question you should ask is, can you tolerate a lack of meaningful communication in your relationships? Because when I say meaningful, sometimes when you have a partner, you should be able to sit down and talk about just anything. I mean, the weather, the philosophy, you should talk about a movie. Just connect on that level with your partner. It could be a travel, somewhere you want to go and travel to discuss those things. Can you tolerate if you cannot have this kind of meaningful communication? just simple communication with your partner, and they actually want to actually sit and communicate with you about simple things, simple everyday things. Can you tolerate not having that in your relationship? Because this person is not going to be able to provide it for you. The next question you should ask is, are you okay with not knowing where you stand in your relationship with this person? This person it does not trust relationships, and so what will happen is that they will always, that distance that they create, there's always going to be a distance between you, and they're always going to, you're always going to be in a position of not knowing where you stand, because they're going to create invisible boundaries beyond which you cannot go, and you just feel, you never know, is this person moving this forward? You'll know they're not moving it forward, but you don't know what they're thinking, because they're not going to tell you, right? Because they don't have that, they don't have the capacity to be vulnerable. They fear it, is what I should say. They know that if they become vulnerable, they could get hurt, and so they're not going to be vulnerable with you, right? The next question you should ask is, do you need to be someone who enjoys closeness and connectivity? You know, just doing things, just being a couple, you know, just maybe just going to sit in a park and just being there together and just enjoying the environment, and talk if you want to talk, but not talking, but still be comfortable in each other's presence. Do you need that? Because this person is not going to, for them, they would rather be alone. You know, they're not very good with any kind of extended amount of connection with people. They need to go and be by themselves to almost like replenish something. And so, you know, this is not someone who will be willing to do that with you. They can take short spurts, but not anything like an extended time. Say, for example, you want to go spend the day at the park or at the beach. And you're just doing nothing. And if you go there, you'll feel like you're alone, because that person's going to sit by themselves and just do nothing with you. It's not going to be a combined effort or combined enjoyment of the environment. They're going to be there physically maybe, but not with you. So you're not doing things together or even talking. They might go and sleep, and that's it, you know, because they don't want to be in that kind of emotional connection. The next thing you have to ask yourself, guys, is can you tolerate someone who refuses to make plans for your future, or even make you feel like a priority in their plans? Because for this particular attachment style, the dismissive avoidant, they prioritize their alone time. They will prioritize their time of being alone and their independence over time with you. Can you tolerate that? The next question you want to ask yourself is, can you tolerate it? Can you tolerate being treated almost as a, which comes with not feeling like a priority? It's like you're constantly feeling like an afterthought in any kind of plan they have to do, because they are going to prioritize their independence first. And that independence may take the form of working late, working ridiculous amount of hours so that they're not with you. Or they may take trips away and say they're on business trips. Or they may say that they're going, you know, they have meetings or whatever it might be. So they're not caught up in that kind of emotional connection with you, because they cannot manage emotional connection. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with, for example, they may be having, you're in a relationship for a while, but they're not going to be inviting you to, you know, things that they are, like say they at their job, they may have a job party or something, and they can bring one person, but they won't invite you, because they are keeping you at a distance for a reason, because they are afraid that if they get too close, you will hurt them. That's basically what it is. So they don't invite you too much into their, what they consider to be their private lives. It's almost like they keep a part of themselves really private. Are you okay with that? Can you live with that? Another question you should ask yourself is, Can you tolerate a relationship where there is no real commitment? This person may be with you for years and years and years, and will not commit to you as a couple. Really, you'll go out and do things together for years and years and be together doing stuff, but you're never really pulled into their into their life. Like you don't get introduced to their friends, family members, or anyone like that, or if they go to church, or if they go to certain meetings or whatever it is, you're not pulled into that to become a part of their life. Their life is very private, and you're separated from that, right? Are you able to tolerate that kind of a relationship? And also, when it comes to marriage or anything else, they will always be putting that off. You never know if they have they will appear as if they're having a relationship with you, but it is always going to be on their terms. It's not going to be, they're not really caring about what your needs are or what you want. They're really thinking about themselves because they are protecting themselves at all cost. The next thing, guys, is can you tolerate someone who brings up their past partners? Always kind of comparing you to them, because this is also another way that this attachment style will try to keep you at a distance, to make you second guess yourself all the time, because they don't want you to feel that you have, you and them are so connected, that emotional thing. They don't want you to feel that way. So they use these strategies to keep you at a distance. So basically, guys, these are some of the questions you need to ask yourself, because it does not get any better. You cannot change someone with any kind of attachment style, a particular attachment style. You cannot do it. But particularly with the anxious, preoccupied individual, you have a tendency to want to believe that you can change others, whether it be the fearful or the dismissive avoidant, or even another anxious person, right? Which you cannot change anyone. You can only change yourself. So the first thing really you should do on every level is to really start to work on yourself. Now, after you ask yourself these questions, guys, you have to be really, really honest with yourself to answer these correctly. Not what you want to hear or what you want to do, but realistically, looking down the line, years down the line, is this a relationship that you will thrive in, or is this going to be something that's you're going to be always miserable and sad and unhappy and not, just not happy in a relationship, not satisfied in your relationship? So this is going to save you a lot of time if you can ask yourself these questions early in the dating process, to see if this is, this is someone that you could actually be in relationship with. I know for sure that if you're an anxious, preoccupied, or a fearful avoidant, guys, you will be extremely unhappy in this kind of relationship, because you're going to, especially if you have not worked on yourself. If you haven't worked on yourself to becoming more secure, you cannot exit. This relationship is going to make you feel like you're living in hell. All right. So just to be sure that you understand that you have to really be honest with yourselves when you answer these questions for yourself, because you're the one who's going to be in it. And don't try and fool yourself to think and believe that you can change this. Now, I'm going to do another video that maybe for someone with who's already secure, can tolerate this kind of a relationship, can exist in this type of relationship, right? But I really don't believe, I've never seen it happen, and I know from the kind of triggers and stuff that each person will kind of, cause in each other, that this kind of a relationship with an anxious, preoccupied, or a fearful avoidant in relationship with a dismissive avoidant is going to be very painful. So guys, if you found some value in this video, please like and share it, and please also subscribe to my channel so that you can get notified of any new videos I upload daily. I try to do them daily. Sometimes I kind of fall behind, but I try to do them daily, except on the weekends, guys. So please like, if nothing else, and also I will put a link as well to the bottom where I am starting a workshop for anxious preoccupied individuals. It's an 8-week workshop, and you can get all the details down there. I don't want to go rambling on what it's all about, but it's something that you can start, that you can begin to work on yourself with. Those with an anxious preoccupied attachment style can begin the journey of working to becoming more secure. Okay, again, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. And in the meantime, guys, keep growing. Bye-bye.